When you're in a defensive BFM situation, your primary goal is to survive. But you should also keep an eye out for opportunities to turn the tables on your opponent. Don't expect to just put on the brakes and get behind your pursuer. That only happens in the movies. But there is something we can do called a reversal, and we'll go over how that works in this video. A reversal is just a turn at an opportune time in the opposite direction. If executed correctly, it will move the fighter from a defensive position to a neutral position. From here, the fighter can then push that even further and get into an offensive position. There's a big downside to reversals though. If you reverse at a bad time, you'll not only miss out on moving up to a neutral position, but you might actually make your situation even worse. One of the key things to remember about reversals is that the opportunity to get it right is rare, and the opening might only be there for a few seconds. More often than not, a reversal will degrade your situation rather than improve it. So you need to recognize the signs for a good reversal opportunity, and that's what this video's exercise is about. The purpose of this exercise is to identify the reversal picture and execute a reversal. We begin this exercise with the 3,000-foot perch setup. Check out this video for specifics on that setup. We'll use the 3,000-foot setup since it starts us off with the defender flying at a lower speed than the offender. This will help us get the overtake we need for a good reversal picture. The bandit, who starts in the offensive position, will come into gun range pretty quickly and pull lead for a gun attempt. Now, according to the official manual, the fighter will want to execute an out-of-plane maneuver to defeat the gun attempt. This out-of-plane maneuver may cause the bandit to overshoot and present a reversal opportunity. I say may because it doesn't always work and can be hard to pull off, especially if you're new to this. So I want to share an alternative approach that I find works every time. This approach involves a bandit that intentionally pulls too much lead. In a real dogfight, a bandit wouldn't do this, but for a training scenario, it does the job. After fights on is called, the bandit will aggressively pull lead to the point where the fighter drifts down below the nose. In real life, you wouldn't do this because that's a blind spot, but in DCS, we can use labels to see through the jet. Alternatively, you could fly above the fighter's plane of motion and look down over the side of the nose to maintain tally. Either way, you'll force the conditions for a good reversal picture. So let's talk about what makes a good reversal picture. Here's how the Air Force describes a reversal picture. It's a combination of high heading crossing angle combined with close range and/or a high LOS rate. Here we can see two common reversal pictures. This one is at close range and has a lower heading crossing angle. This other one is farther out but has a higher heading crossing angle. In both cases, they are showing a rapid LOS to the aft of the canopy. Another way to look at this is to ask yourself this question. Does it look like the bandit will cross behind the tail with a little help from me? If the answer is yes, then you have a good reversal picture. So if the bandit is moving like this, that would be a yes. But a pure pursuit bandit that's steady out here would be a no. If you're not sure, then remember the Air Force's answer. If in doubt, do not reverse. When you execute a reversal, you use what's called an unloaded roll. What this means is you roll the jet while reducing the lift or load being produced by the lifting surfaces. We do that because rolling while you're pulling G's consumes energy, and we want to save that energy until it's time to spend it. So you want to quickly reduce backstick pressure, roll to the other side, and then resume pulling back on the stick once you're established in your new turn. You'll also need to move your view to the other side of the canopy to regain tally on the bandit. When it comes to placing the lift vector, it'll depend on the bandit's range. If the bandit is farther away, you can place your lift vector on the bandit to take advantage of the turning room you have. But if the bandit is really close, then you'll want to put that lift vector above or below the bandit to build up some turning room. When you've done everything correctly, you'll find yourself in a scissors with the bandit. While it's not an ideal position to be in, it's a neutral or high aspect position. This makes it better than being defensive. We'll go over the specific mechanics for a scissors when we get into the high aspect BFM part of this series. Now let's take a look at all this from inside the cockpit. We begin this exercise with the bandit pulling aggressive lead. It's not long before we find the bandit in the middle of a good reversal picture. Heading crossing angle's not really high here, but there's a high LOS to the rear of the canopy. The bandit looks like he's about to fly past to the other side, so that's our cue to execute a reversal. The reversal here is a little slow, but we see it's still enough to pull the fighter out of a defensive position and into a more neutral one. Even that's a win. Just by staying alive in BFM, you're winning. Every second you keep the bandit busy is a second your allies have to join the fight. We see here that it was almost enough to get a snapshot too. Now let's take a look at a bad reversal. We start out with a lot of rear LOS, and it looks like we have a good reversal coming up. But then it drops to almost nothing here. So when the reversal happens, we don't see the bandit shift as much as we would like and end up back on the defensive again. Let's do a quick recap on this exercise. Start with the 3,000-foot perch with the bandit in the offensive position. When Fights On is called, the bandit will maneuver for a gun attempt while the fighter performs a max performance turn. To make this reversal a little easier, I recommend having the bandit intentionally pull too much lead to create a good reversal picture. The reversal picture consists of a combination of the following: high heading crossing angle combined with close range and/or high LOS. Remember, if in doubt, do not reverse. A bad reversal would just make the bandit's job easier. Once you've committed to executing a reversal, use an unloaded roll and move your view to the other side of the canopy. If the bandit is close, then you place the lift vector above or below him. Otherwise, you'll place the lift vector directly on the bandit to take advantage of your turning room. With a successful reversal, you'll likely find yourself in a scissors, which we'll discuss in detail in a future video. So far in this series, we've discussed assessing the bandit's range and pursuit curves, as well as how to identify a reversal opportunity. Next, we're going to learn how to defend against a gun attack, and then bring it all together in an exercise that covers everything we've gone over in DBFM. I hope you learned something from this video, and thanks for watching.